The global climate is changing, and we're seeing effects even in coastal California with rising sea levels or more frequent storm events. In this project, what we're focused on is trying to understand what areas along the coastline, what natural habitats such as dunes or wetlands are providing some strong coastal protection to communities in California.
We've worked in many different areas of the California coast, in the Monterey Bay or in the Marin coastline or up at Sonoma. Part of our work is to identify the role that these habitats play and what people can do at a local level to help ensure that they can stay healthy and stay vibrant.
My role is to essentially map and place value on particular habitats along the California coast. We were looking for an intern who had a strong background in science and mapping, who was interested in learning our ecosystem service approach. Someone who had a really deep interest in translating that science and distilling it for coastal adaptation policy.
I have finished 4 years of a PhD program at UC Santa Cruz. I study sea star wasting here at Long Marine Lab. I heard about the internship, loved the description of it, working on coastal adaptation and sea level rise and a component of GIS, which is a computer mapping system and spatial analysis program.
It was great to have Monica involved with our work in the Sonoma County coast because of the major issues that they're seeing with the depletion of the kelp forest along the coast.
Since I'm such a visual person, it's been neat to see the mapping of hotspots along the coast and really see which of these habitats is playing a key role in protecting our coastline, protecting people and property.
I got to work with mainly Lisa and Eric when I was at COS. They have a science background, but they are also well-versed in the policy implications, so they can think about what are the critical pieces of information that are going to feed into policy relevant actions.
Eric's been our kind of engagement guru in terms of really building those relationships which are so important to not make this an academic exercise.
There's a lot of similarities between different issues along the coast. With rising sea levels and more damaging storms, there's a risk that we might either impair or lose many of these coastal habitats.
It's been pretty striking through the years that we've been focused on this project to live in Santa Cruz and see these impacts firsthand. It sort of makes this hotspot mapping more poignant and brings it really close to home.
I've seen a lot of coastal armoring going in just in the time that I've been visiting my field sites. It is this reminder for me that sea level rise is going to affect the coastal profile and probably lead to some areas that become unstable.
There are so many different decision frameworks that people need this information for. City level, county level, multi-county, even statewide decisions.
That's where we can really leverage the power of technology, being able to provide that imagery and that narrative about why nature is so important to the people of California, and making something that's usable and easy for uptake for these communities, planners, and government agencies.
Before, I considered myself pretty much just somebody who documented things and tested ecological ideas. I realized that there is some policy applicability, and I can bring those elements out when I communicate that to the general public. Working at a boundary organization was a great experience. I felt like I was still utilizing my marine biology background. I was really happy to be able to use my background in a way where the findings of the projects would be more directly communicated and applicable to policy.